What we saw today isn't a plan, it's a scam. I've seen more detailed fortune cookies than the document released by the government today. Climate change is the biggest challenge facing the planet and the biggest opportunity facing Australia. It requires leadership and detailed plans, but all we got today were slides, slogans and not solutions. As Anthony said, the only new thing is a pay rise for Keith Pitt. They've introduced a positions trading scheme, trading promotions for policy. That's all we've got. This is a government which just isn't up to it. After 8 years of climate wrecking and denying, today they are simply delaying again. All we've seen after 6 years is still the same target, Tony Abbott's target, and now a projection that we might do 2% better. At least Tony Abbott had the courage to make a target, and he was a climate change denier. At least he had a medium-term target. At least he said he would take a target over the medium term to the world's climate change conferences. What we've got from this government is just more of the same. What we've done is engaged in policy development and announcements. We've already announced an electric vehicle tax cut. We've already announced community batteries. We've already announced new energy apprentices. We've already announced rewiring the nation policy. And we'll continue with that process. But we get this scare from the government to say that somehow legislation is all of a sudden bad. As Anthony said, there's one reason they won't legislate, because they're worried about the embarrassment. They say that somehow legislation is bad. Well, they're saying that Boris Johnson's government, which legislated net zero, that Angela Merkel's government, which legislated net zero, that the French government, which legislated net zero, are engaging in the destruction of their industries. They might want to explain that in Glasgow as well. So what we saw today wasn't a plan, it's a scam. It's not a plan for the future of the country, it's a political cop-out.
Happy to take questions. Jonathan.
The Prime Minister announced projections for 2030 of 30 to 35%. Will you make that projection a target for the next election?
Well, the Prime Minister announced a vibe today rather than a target. It's all in the vibe of what's happening. And we'll wait and see in terms of the detail, of course. You weren't given any detail at all today. And, of course, we haven't been either. What we've said very clearly is that we would await Glasgow and what comes out of Glasgow before we finalise all of our policies when it comes to climate change. But we won't wait for that to announce any of our policies, hence rewiring the nation. I asked in Parliament yesterday, would the Prime Minister adopt that? Fixing electricity transmission and making it fit for purpose for the 21st century is low-hanging fruit. It's something that the government could be doing now. They're doing Snowy 2.0 and it won't even be plugged in to the grid. It says it all about the laziness when it comes to this government. We'll announce our policies after Glasgow. I've been consistent about that the whole way through. And in the meantime, we've announced rewiring the nation. We've announced new energy apprenticeships. We've announced community batteries. We've announced our cheaper electric vehicle policy. Comprehensive policies that will make a difference. We'll continue to announce a series of policies that have been signed off by us as a Labor opposition, but we'll finalise a number of matters after Glasgow, and it'll be well known well before the election.
Why do you have to wait for Glasgow?
Because Glasgow is pretty important. That's been the whole focus.
You don't think that target's correct?
With due respect, this government have been there for almost 9 years, and literally 2 days before the Prime Minister jets off to Glasgow for the most important international conference on climate change this century, he's come up with this non-policy which has no new initiatives. Seriously, this government today again have not released any modelling. They haven't released any new initiatives, and in their own words, this plan is based on our existing policies. So they themselves have stood up today and said, nothing to see here.